Hey guys, it's Jen from Echo Voice. So I want to preface by saying that I'm going to give you the source of this information, but I'm going to wait until the end to reveal it to you. The SES stands for Senior Executive Services. It's like an HR for the federal government. They're responsible for setting salaries and paying members of the government. They even set their own salaries and give themselves raises. SES is a mishmash of corporate and government entities, and they answer to no one but themselves. No branch can fire them, not even the president. I'm going to name some names here, but keep in mind there are thousands more. So I'm not going to point out all of them, just the ones that I'm familiar with. And first up you have Madeleine Albright. Right next to her you have the communist radical Saul Alinsky. He wrote Rules for Radicals. In the bottom right there's, guess who? Abid Awan, Pakistani intelligence, and he and his brothers infiltrated Congress. And on the next page you'll see the rest of the brothers, Imran and Jamal Awan. Now I'm kind of seeing why American intelligence media asked George Webb why he said SES were good people. You know, like, hey George, why'd you say they were good people? Okay, so number 18, you will see James Baker, the FBI DOJ guy involved in the surveillance of Trump, or the counterintelligence op anyway. And after that, you have, for number 21, Doug Band. He was in the WikiLeaks releases, heavily involved, worked with the Clintons. And number 22, you'll find Rod Rosenstein's wife. She was one of Bill Clinton's lawyers, Lisa Barsoomian. Number 28 is Preet Bharara of New York. Joe Biden for number 30. Number 34 is Lloyd Blankenfein. 35 and 36 is Sidney and Mike Blumenthal, State Department advisors to Clinton. Number 46, you have the Brennan brothers, John Brennan. Number 57, you have the Bushes. Number 64 is Alexandra Chalupa from the DNC. She was involved in the Ukrainian coup against Trump as well, allegedly. Number 66, James Chandler, the patent attorney who stole trade secrets, allegedly, for his SES buddies and Hillary Clinton. Number 75 is Clapper. Then you have the Clintons. Number 83 is former chief economic advisor for Trump. Number 85 is Paul Gambetta. He was involved in the BleachBit scandals and the email scandals. Number 86 is Comey, which if you've been following my channel, you know all about him and his brother Peter. Number 87 is Rudy Contreras. He was involved in the Flynn case as the judge, and he had to recuse himself. Number 88 is Cooper. He handled the Clinton server and did backups for her. Then you have David Korn, the reporter from Mother Jones, and he's, diehard liberal, perpetuating the Russia collusion myth. And then 92, you have Bob Kramer. He was the disgraced DNC guy caught on tape by Project Veritas talking about rigging elections. His wife is Jan Schakowsky. And then you have Mark Elias, the attorney involved in the Trump PP dossier. He was working for Clinton. And number 128 is Rahm Emanuel, Obama's advisor, and he's the one who said, never let a good crisis go to waste. And next door you have Jeffrey Epstein. Right next to him you have Dianne Feinstein. Number 140, you have Bill and Melinda Gates. Number 145, you have Ruth Bader Ginsburg of the Supreme Court, diehard liberal. Next to her is Frank Giustra. Frank Giustra. He was the Clintons' mining crony. Like, he would mine minerals and, you know, get them to help him get the land secured. And then for number 150, you would have Al Gore there. He was the king of the climate change and carbon footprint fraud. And number 154, you have Lindsey Graham, John McCain's buddy. 165 is Michael Hayden from 9/11. 171 is Eric Holder, Obama's attorney general before Lynch. 174 is Michael Horowitz, the current inspector general who was appointed by Obama. Here you have Michael Isikoff for Yahoo News. He's been caught pushing stories from Fusion GPS, excuse me. You also have Valerie Jarrett, who is still trying to run things a mile from the White House. She was Obama's handler. Then you have Peter Kadzik. He was a Clinton fixer. Tim McCain, that was Hillary's running mate. And John Kasich, the governor and congressman. You also have Declan Kelly. He was in the WikiLeaks. You have John Kelly, which I wonder if they're related, and Patrick Kennedy. He was also involved in the Clinton scandals. You can look him up. His fingerprints are all over it as well. And then you have David Kramer from the State Department and the McCain Institute, David Loftman from the Justice Department and the CIA, and Lois Lerner. If you don't know who Lois Lerner is, she's the IRS head that went after conservatives. 233, you have Loretta Lynch. She replaced Holder as the Attorney General for Obama. She met on the tarmac with Bill Clinton. 239, you have Christine Marcy, Field McConnell's sister and pedophile entrapment expert, allegedly. 245, you have Terry McAuliffe, who paid off the FBI agents Jill and Andy McCabe. They were involved in the Clinton investigation. And look who it is. 247 and 248. Barbara Jill and Andy McCabe. And right next to them you have John McCain. We don't say his name, McCain, I should say. 255, you have McMaster, former National Security Advisor to Trump. 263, you have Cheryl Mills, attorney involved in most of the Clinton scandals. 264, Yuri Milner. I'm pretty sure he's Russian, so I don't understand how he's a permanent bureaucrat in our government, but okay. Also, you have Robbie Mook. He was with the Clinton campaign, and Michael Morell, the former CIA guy that was involved in Syria and Libya and Benghazi and all that. And then you also have next Robert Mueller. Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Bruce and Nellie Orr. All those people have been in the headlines. You can find them if you don't know who they are. It's outrageous. You've got Carter and Lisa Page, both for the FBI. Lisa Page was involved with Peter Strzok, and they were texting about insurance policies against Trump. Below them, you have Leon Panetta, 298, Leon Panetta. And then 302, Paul Kagame. Really? Nancy Pelosi? I mean, wow. Paul Kagame was a ruthless, I forget where he operated, but he did something for the CIA. Okay, 309, you have Tony John Podesta, you have Michael Pompeo, Petro Poroshenko, which I'm pretty sure he's from Russia or Ukraine, and Priestap. Next up, you have Harry Reid, Janet Reno from Waco, and I mean, guys, this is like a who's who of corruption. I'm gonna investigate these other people, but it's it's outstanding to me. I know you can't see the little triangles, but they have a skull and bones in it, and underneath the skull and bones it says attorney. So, just letting you know. So you've got Mitt Romney. You've got Rod Rosenstein, who's in charge of the Mueller investigation. You've got Marco Rubio, that James Rybicki, that works in the FBI. Heather Samuelson, who worked for Hillary Clinton. You've got Margaret Sanger from the KKK and Planned Parenthood. She was the honorary person in this SES group. And you have Eric Schmidt from Google. Now, you know Google backed Hillary, and if you aren't sure about that, go back and look at some of my videos or any video. So now you have Fusion GPS's Glenn Simpson, and it looks like his wife or sister maybe. You got Anne-Marie Slaughter. She bounced back and forth from Hillary Clinton's foundation and Google. Like they shared employees. You also have Carlos Slim. He's the big owner of the New York Times. George Soros, and right down from him you see Christopher Steele, the guy who did the Trump Russia PP dossier garbage that everybody's suing him for now. I mean, this is just this is crazy. You got Peter Strzok, the same guy that was texting Lisa Page. You've got Jake Sullivan, who was in the WikiLeaks about the Clinton Foundation. Larry Summers, back from the 9/11 fiasco. He owned one or more of the buildings. And Ian Tefler of the Clinton Foundation and Uranium One, also in the WikiLeaks drops. And next up, we have George Tenet. I believe he was in the WikiLeaks drops, but I have to look further into him. And you have Peter Thiel, who developed all these, cool technologies. But in fact, you'll see that a lot of these people on the SES board are basically patent attorneys, and they steal the patent and give it to their friends. Allegedly now, but Michael McKibben is very adamant about that. So there's Debbie Wasserman Schultz at 416, and at 420 there's Anthony Weiner. 419 is Dan Webb. I want to look into him. Okay, so then we've got Harvey and Mark Weinstein. And then Andrew Weissman, who is, he works with Mueller right now on the Russian case that they're doing. And let's see. Valerie Weiner. I don't know if she's related to Anthony Weiner or not. And of course, you've got Mark Zuckerberg and his wife, Priscilla Chan. So there's a lot of good information, and where I got this information was Americans for Innovation. They are the conclave part of Aim for Truth. I'm going to leave all the links in the description box below. And you guys, I know there's been some beef with them, but I'm really kind of disappointed because any information is good information if you can vet it, and this is what I'm trying to do. If these people are running our government right now and they can't be fired, we've got to do something about it. And maybe that's the reason Donald Trump really isn't taking a paycheck, is because he can't get paid. Those people are responsible for paying the salaries of the people in the federal government. Maybe I'm wrong about that. It's just speculation on my part, but I mean, think about it. So, please hit the like, please subscribe. All of the information you need will be in the description, and any relevant videos. And I just want to say thank you, Thomas and Betsy. I've been listening to you guys for a long time, and everything you've said has been pretty accurate. So thank you. All right, you guys, Echo Voice. Until next time.